Sita ma'am and I will try to tackle them the best we can. So, how do we equip children to withstand the dynamics of society? I think we talked about this a little bit when we talked about how the world is changing so rapidly, and how do we equip our children to deal with this, because often as adults we can't process it enough, and often children are coping better with it than we as adults are, right? Because they're more adaptable, they're more flexible, they're on social media, they're using technology better than us. And so, I really think children need to be teaching us as adults how to withstand the dynamics of society. But I think the short answer to how do we equip our children is that we equip them with the skills I talked about, that if we can equip them with self-awareness, knowledge of different social justice issues, problem-solving skills, leadership skills, self-esteem, that is how they can deal with the dynamics in this fast-changing world. I'm going to go through these questions, and Sita ma'am, I will ask for your help. But if I'm not answering them sufficiently enough, I will be sharing my contacts at the end of this call. So feel free to email me. I'm really good on email. I'm really bad on the phone, but I'm really happy to write detailed emails anytime. So if I'm either not answering your question sufficiently enough right now, or if there are questions you have which are not on this list, please feel free to email me anytime. So the second one, what would you recommend to teachers who desire to see this change in underprivileged students? So the first recommendation I have is to have very high expectations of your children. Children will reach whatever expectations you have of them. So if you expect that, I just hope jaise taise 10 pass kar le, that is what they will do. But if you expect that they're going to change the world, they will grow to meet your expectations. So my first recommendation is, no matter who the student is that you're working with, never lower your expectations. Hold them to the highest standards. And of course, the second recommendation then is that how do we support them to fulfill these very high expectations we have of them. So if I'm expecting that a child who's a first generation learner growing up in a slum, studying in a municipal school, if I'm expecting that child is going to change the way education is done in government schools in future, how do I equip this child with the skills to do that? Can I teach them about the education system, how it works, how it's structured, what are the problems? Can I teach them the leadership skills to be able to go out and change them? The third question, would you like to know if there are different priorities, or would like to know if there are different priorities in terms of values and skills post-COVID for students? Sita ma'am, can I throw this one to you?
Yeah. The priorities, I think, is definitely related to skill development and self-esteem. Self-esteem has to be very strong, because online learning helps in self-directed learning too. So if I need to make children continue to have this focus on learning in the post-COVID era, then we will have to continue on skill-oriented learning and not merely on knowledge-oriented learning, because that would also be the recommendation that I would suggest for question 2. Skill developmented learning with an understanding of ethical values which will guide them, will help them. And when we make them see the sky as the limit for their ambitions, definitely any underprivileged student will have the opportunity to go. I have one of the son of a carpenter now remaining the vice president of Citibank. It is possible. I think you have to unmute.
Good point. I totally forgot. Can we have integrity in the new blend learning? I am not sure what this question means. Sita ma'am, do you want to take this one?
It is not related only to blended learning. It is related to any learning. Integrity is a part of the value system. And if I need to blend learning, then I am blending in, bringing in inclusiveness. I am bringing in integration. I am bringing in, this online learning and face-to-face learning together all come into blended learning. So blended learning does not merely talk about integrity. Integrity is a value which is a part of the personality development of a child. That comes with the self-esteem, the confidence that the child grows through.
Wonderful. And finally, how do we make our children self-inspired? So, Sita ma'am, maybe we could answer this together. So I'll say my answer first, and then I'll hand over to you for final closing comments. How do we make our children self-inspired? I think what we have to do is find what they love doing. And okay, Sita ma'am agrees, so I'm on the right track. I can see her nodding vehemently. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of I have heard a lot of parents say, my child is on the is on the phone, is playing video games all day. So the question for us is that how do we use video games? How do we use what the child is already attracted to have them inspired? So if they're playing video games all day, can we say, hey, can you start your own YouTube channel to teach how to play video games to other children? Give them a purpose that is related to what they're already interested in. Can we tell them that do you want to learn programming and learn to make a video game which teaches skills to other children, right? Or make any video game that you want. So whatever they are naturally attracted to, it is our job to transform them into an opportunity where they can use their own passion to do something with that, right? If they're attracted to sports, what do we do with that? So that would be my answer. Sita ma'am, over to you.
Yeah, I have the firm conviction that we have to help children set their own goals. Many parents decide what children have to become, what children need to dream. Right from childhood, let them set their own goals, whether it is the immediate goal or a goal that they have before them after 10 years. Also, the kind of the model that is available at the institution level and at the family level also becomes a source of inspiration to a child. So how we behave as parents, how we use the TV in a drawing room, how we interact with the members of the family, all these things are learning, I would say, processes for the child, and the child learns. That was how we learned when we were all part of a joint family. Many of us are old enough to think of the joint family system from which we come from. And therefore, this self-inspiration comes from looking at grandfather, looking at how the entire family is treating grandfather. So I want to also become like grandfather. The discipline that he has, the personality that he commands. So as parents, I think it is our duty. As teachers, I think it is our duty. Also, let the child learn to choose what he wants to do, what he wants to become. That itself, because if I love what I do, inspiration automatically comes from within me. I had always wanted to become a teacher, though my father wanted me to try other areas, but I made it very clear. And he understood. So if parents understand what children love, what children accept in their heart, then I get job satisfaction, I get the inspiration to do, and I can achieve. That will be my answer.